Amelia the Dreamer, written by Loren Aviva Haigh. It is a miserable, wet Wednesday in the Easter school holidays. All the chocolate has finished. No more Easter eggs. No more Easter egg hunts. Just back to normal days. Amelia is lying on her living room floor, looking out into the garden, and everything is wet, muddy, and all she can hear is drip, drop from the rain. There's nothing for Amelia to do. All her friends are on holiday or have some activities planned. But what is there for a little Amelia to do? Amelia decides to go upstairs to her bedroom and draw pictures. She has a great imagination, and when Amelia draws, it's like the picture is real. A real place with real people. Wonder what Amelia is going to draw today. Downstairs, Amelia's mom is preparing dinner. Sausages, mashed potato, peas with gravy. Lots of gravy. Delicious. Her sister Farron is reading a book on dancing, with her headphones in, music blaring, and paying no attention to anybody. Typical Farron. They didn't notice when Amelia had gone upstairs. Hours had passed by, and it was still wet and rainy outside. Has Amelia finished her picture yet? Upstairs, back in Amelia's room, and she is just finishing off her pictures, putting the final touches to it, like she's an artist. What has Amelia drawn? Well, Amelia has drawn a big, huge fairground, the biggest fairground she could imagine. The fair has the biggest rides she could think of, rides that drop really fast, rides that loop the loop, rides that go up and down and round, mirrors that make you look tall or short and big or small, endless amounts of sweets and candy floss. The fair looks like so much fun, just what Amelia wants, fun and excitement. It is a nice day at the fair in her pictures, a nice, sunny, dry day. A big sigh, and Amelia says, I wish I could be at the fun fair. Zip, zap, zonk, blink of the eye, and little Amelia has gone, vanished. Loud music playing, lots of laughing, screaming and shouting. Oh, where am I? Asked Amelia with a puzzled look on her face. You are in Fun Town, my girl, the town that holds the biggest fair and where all the fun happens, says the ticket man. Amelia's face lights up and the biggest smile appears on her face. But then she asks, Sir, how did I get here? The ticket man replies, The gift of wishes, the gift of being double. What does the ticket man mean? Amelia shrugged her shoulders and ran into the fair, shouting, Time for fun! Back in Amelia's house, and her mum shouts upstairs, Amelia, love, are you okay up there? But Amelia isn't there. She's at the fair. Creak! The door opens. Yes, Mummy, I'm okay. I will be down for dinner later. Is Amelia back? What is going on? Yes, that is right. There are two Amelias. She has been able to create a double of herself. How cool! Whee! Woo! Yeah! Amelia is doing loop-the-loop. She has seen herself in funny shapes by looking into the silly mirrors. She has dropped down really fast. She's having so much fun and does not want it to end. Amelia takes a little break from the rides and eats some of the endless sweets and candy floss. After eating all the sweets, she goes on a few more rides. Amelia goes up and down, round and round. She goes down the wavy slide and the curly slide and finishes off with one more loop-the-loop. That is it. I am all fun-fared out, she says out of breath. Did you have fun? Asked the ticket man. Yes, it was lots and lots of fun, but it is time for me to go back home now, Amelia replies back. Thank you for coming, kiddo, and see you next holiday, says the ticket man to Amelia. She closes her eyes and says to herself, I wish to be back home. Zip, zap, zonk, blink of the eye, and little Amelia opened her eyes and looked around. What am I still doing here? She asked. She tries again. Amelia closes her eyes and says, I wish to be back home. Zip, zap, zonk, blink of an eye, and little Amelia is still at the fair. Back at her house, Farron and her mum are still doing dinner, and Farron was still reading her book and listening to music. They didn't have a clue about what Amelia was getting up to. At the fair, Amelia didn't want to hear any more loud music, shouting, or screaming. She just wanted to be back home. Amelia started to run up and down and look for ways she could get home. By rides, under trees, Amelia couldn't find a way to get back home. She found a quiet corner and sat down there, trying to hide herself. But the ticket man went over and asked Amelia, What is wrong, my friend? Sobbingly, Amelia replied back, I'm stuck here. I can't get back home. She put her head back down and sighed. Now, little one, do you remember how you got here? Asked the ticket man. Yes, through my picture, Amelia replied back. The ticket man looked at Amelia with a big smile on his face, and from his bag he gave her a piece of paper and a pen. That is it. I will draw a picture of my bedroom to get back home, said Amelia. Good girl. The same way you got here is the same way you go back home, the ticket man told Amelia. I will see you next time, and off the ticket man went. Amelia started drawing her bedroom, paying attention to every bit of detail she could think of. Meanwhile, everyone at the fair is still having fun, laughing, playing games, eating sweets, and so much more. Fair closes in 10 minutes, shouted the ticket man. Amelia looked up and saw some people leaving and others queuing up to get their last ride in. She got her head back down and continued drawing. Amelia had to have the perfect drawing to make sure she got back home. She didn't want to leave anything out. 3 minutes till closing, the ticket man shouted, reminding everyone, especially Amelia, of how long they had left. The last line in Amelia's picture was drawn. She jumped up and shouted, Finished! More and more people were leaving, so Amelia stood in front of her picture, closed her eyes, and said, I wish to go home. Zip, zap, zonk, blink of an eye, and Amelia had, yes, she had gone. Amelia had vanished. Fair now closed, she heard the ticket man say. As she slowly opened her eyes and looked around, she saw her pink and purple room, her bed, and her toys. Amelia saw her bedroom, and she was so happy. Finally, Amelia had made it back home. Amelia, dinner's ready. Come on, shouts her mum. She is back in time just for dinner. Phew! She folds the picture up and hides it under her bed and replies back to her mum. Coming! Amelia ran downstairs and sits at the table with her sister and mum, ready to have dinner. Her sister and mum have no idea what Amelia has been up to. The best day so far of the Easter school holidays. Where will Amelia zip-zack-zonk, blink of an eye, off to next? Thanks so much for joining me in today's story. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to read more stories with me. And if you enjoyed this story, be sure to click the link in the description to order your copy today. Happy reading!